Welcome back to Getting Your Body in Balance. I'd like to share with you some information today on what to do if you suspect that you have vertigo. It's a pretty easy symptom to recognize. As we've talked about previously, it doesn't necessarily have to be a spin. It can be lightheaded, but if you know things are feeling off here and you do not up here and you don't need an emergency room visit, you're just feeling lightheaded, maybe a little spinny when you move certain ways. Here are my best tips on how to keep those symptoms under control until you can receive some medical care. Just a reminder, in my opinion, the best thing to do is to get to see an ear specialist, an ear, nose, and throat doctor, an audiologist who specializes in balance, not just hearing aids, and or a vestibular physical therapist. So we know that the inner ear changes its function whenever there's something going on one side versus the other. So if you have a virus or you have crystals that are out of place, then you might feel dizzy-headed, especially if you move your head in any direction, but particularly if you break the plane of gravity. So washing your hair, bending down to pick something up, tilting sideways from your chair to get something, or if you're laying down in bed and you roll side to side. That's classic for BPV, benign positional vertigo, when the crystals are out of place. You can also not have a crystal problem, but have a virus or some other issue in the inner ear where you just feel weird when you move your head. We know that head motion stimulates the inner ear. So what to do about it until you get help? My number one tip is just to keep your ears parallel with the floor as much as possible and to move slowly. So sleeping is kind of the tough thing. So I'm going to scoot back so you can see. I've set up a wedge here. This is the way that I would recommend people to sleep. The wedge all the way at your waist, lying back like this. I would recommend that you take a travel pillow and put it around your neck, and then also put some blanket rolls or some pillows underneath your knees, because otherwise, middle of the night, you're going to end up down here and your ear is going to be lower than it should be to try to keep your ear in a nice balanced position. Basically, by keeping your head upright while sleeping and also during the daytime, so in other words, you bend down to pick something up, keep your head up rather than bringing your head down. When you do those things, keeping your ears parallel with the floor, you're just creating a little homeostasis in the ears, a little bit of balance so that it doesn't have to work so hard. An area of your body that is struggling, you don't want to overwork. If your bicep is strained, you don't go and lift a bunch of stuff. You give it a break. That's really, in essence, what we're trying to do to your inner ear. And then focus with your eyes like dancers do. When you move, pick a spot to look at. Focus on it as you get up. Focus as you turn. Slow and ginger, almost like you're balancing a loose hat on your head. Obviously, when you turn your head, the hat wouldn't fall off, but if you move too quickly, that would be too much for the ear. So moving slowly, keeping the head upright, sleeping upright until you can get medical care is some of the best advice I can give you for now, to not upset the apple cart so that you don't fall.